Scoop! What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be telling you guys all about Balrog today. So if we open up our challenge map here, you can see that there's Hard Adventure in the top right. If we click on this cog here, you can see the few different recommended dungeons that we have here. I'm going to unlink everything, or unfilter everything, so that we have the Temple of Immortals is the one that we want to do. Hit OK, and then you can search for a Hard Adventure party like that. You can also search in the party finder here. I find this way to be a bit easier because you can find exactly what you need. See, like right here it says recruiting Balrog 3k plus DPS. There is currently 4 out of 10, so I can't join that. But if we come down here a few more pages, you can see all kinds of different parties that are looking for different people, and this is probably the easiest way to do it. You can also join with a pre-made by opening up your dungeon directory, going to Hard Adventure Dungeons, and doing it this way. So yeah, click on that and then enter with party, or enter alone if you're feeling ballsy. Temple of Immortals does have a minimum level of level 50 and a gear score of 2100, and these are the different items that we can get from this dungeon. They are completely random, and you get them at the end of the dungeon after you complete it. So ideally, what you will have in your party before you do Balrog is 1 priest, 1 knight, 1 range DPS, and 1 melee DPS. The dungeon can be done with a lot of different class variations, but this is just what I like to do because it makes it the easiest. I should also mention that you can put down different souvenirs in your house. My favorite being the 4% piercing buff that will last for an hour. Unfortunately, you can only use 1 at a time, but it's definitely better than nothing. If you open up your life skills tab and underneath cooking, if you're a high enough rank, you can craft different items that'll help you out inside the dungeon as well. This is going to be a full dungeon explanation, so feel free to check out all the links and all the timestamps that I have in the description below. So in this party we have an assassin, a priest, a wizard, and I'm the Berserker, which is a pretty good combination. We don't have the knight, but that's alright. So starting out, we have the triple swing. It's alright to get hit with the first 2 hits as they don't one hit you, but you want to make sure you're out of the way for the 3rd hit because it likely will one hit you. And when he picks up his weapon, there will be a huge lava gorge underneath it, and it does stay for a few minutes. Directly after that, he's going to take a really big breath. He uses this move a lot in the game, and it's a debuff. I show it at some point in the dungeon, but basically you don't want to get hit with it. It slows you down and it makes you weaker. Right after he lets out that breath, he's going to charge for you. So before he charges, he's going to turn pinkish purplish, you'll see the aura, and go into the charging stance. Just kind of dodge out the way of that. He may use that up to 3 or 4 times. I noticed in the beginning they like to spam the skills a lot, but as you get into the later stages, they kind of calm down a bit. Now at this point you're going to be seeing Balrog jumping toward the back of the map. Once he turns around and lets out a roar, you're going to be seeing pillars falling from the sky. There's indicators on the ground that shows where the pillars are going to fall. There's one that smacked me right in the top of the head right there, but that's okay because it only took about 1/3 of my health, so if you get smacked with one, you'll be fine. Right after that, there's going to be pillars coming out of the ground. If you have a knight, you can huddle up right in front of Balrog, and the knight uses their block skill, and you'll be able to block it without having to jump on the top of the pillars like we did right there. So there's 2 different ways to guard that, which is the pillars and the knight. Whenever you hear him say, "Feed me," that means depending on your role, you're going to be fighting the mobs on the side. So ideally, there would be one person taking control of Balrog, one person sitting in the middle of the map, in between both of the mobs, and then the melee and the priest going up on top of the lava platforms and taking out the extra mobs. This way, so you're not having Balrog run into you while you're fighting the extra mobs, and it just makes it a lot quicker in this way. I personally like going to the right side first. Make sure you communicate with your party to let them know which side you're going to be first, so that, you know, there's no confusion going on in the party.
Burn them alive!
At this point is when he's either going to jump or move towards the back of the map again, and there's going to be a really big purple aura around you. What you want to do is gather up right in front of him with your priest, and have your priest up heal right before the explosion goes off. You'll heal up before it procs, and you'll have enough health to live through it as long as your priest does it correctly. Right after the explosion goes off, he's going to let out another big breath. You're going to be stunned for a couple seconds so you can't move, but right when you can, try to move out the way and dodge, because he's going to let that breath out. At a certain point, he's going to mix a couple skills together. There's going to be pillars falling from the sky, as well as the explosion move. So you're going to want to stay close to your priest, which is in the middle, and if you have a knight, even better, because your knight can just block it and you guys can just heal up and block at the same time. If you don't have a knight, continue to dodge around and just stay close to your priest so that you can heal up. The pillars really hurt in this phase, so I would prioritize dodging them.
Another mortal highway. I will trample you!
After a certain amount of time, your best friend Tristan is going to spawn. So Tristan's going to be fighting along with you and your teammates, and is going to make your life a lot easier because when Balrog uses skills sometimes, Tristan comes by and stuns him so that you can do a lot more damage in a short amount of time. And just like that, you have defeated Balrog in the Temple of Immortals. So at the end, you are guaranteed some epics, maybe not as many as I get, or maybe you get more, hopefully you do. You can also get a pet at the end. If you have watched all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate you. Slap a like on the video if it helped you out, and subscribe for more. And as always, this has been your guys, Sabidy. Peace.